All right, this is my new program. It's called RetroConvert, and it basically allows you to take tile images that have been created with modern tools. They're 32-bit graphics. They have transparencies. They're really good to use with modern libraries and game engines and all that. But if you wanted to use this tile set for a retro game, you'd have to reduce it down, convert it using either some online or one of your favorite converters. But a lot of times they're not suited for this type of work. They sometimes will use dithering without asking you if dithering is acceptable or not. And basically, sometimes you get something that is in reduced colors, but also in reduced quality. And one of the things that I knew was possible, I just couldn't find the right program that did all this, was to reduce an image, reduce down to the colors, and still keep the same quality or as closest to as possible. And over the years, I've collected enough code, and in just a few days, I put all this together and came up with this. It's still not close to finish it. Like I have a version one, but there's still tons of features I could add to this, and I will. Currently, I'm only supporting a few formats and qbasic as my retro language at the moment, and that's simply for testing. And it's more fun to test with things like QBasic because they're more limited. So I want to make sure it worked with QBasic and other environments before I moved on to other languages which are easier to support. And so we have a simple dungeon tile set here. It has thousands of colors. And I'm going to demonstrate by trying to use this tile set before we convert it using my sprite editor, tile map editor. We have a sprite sheet import function here. I'm gonna load the same tile set, and we're gonna open it, and we're gonna change a few things. First, let's go back here, and we're gonna reduce the palette to VGA, which is 16 colors, and we're gonna sprite sheet size here. The tiles are 16 by 16. And we're going to also switch this to VGA palette and new palette from clip area. We're going to change that to entire image. If we don't change that, then it's going to keep creating a new palette for each tile or sprite. Um, and one of the problems that we have when we do this, right in the sprite sheet importer, I'm using a popularity algorithm. It basically counts all the pixels, finds which is the most popular colors, and creates a palette from that. And if there's any colors that we import that do not match exactly, we find the nearest color. So this works like 90% of the time. A lot of these tile maps don't have a lot of colors, so they're easy. But there's some that just go over, and it's really hard to reduce them down. So I didn't want to try and add a whole bunch of features into the sprite sheet import and turn it into an image reducing program. That would have complicated things. So I just left it as is. Basically, the popularity algorithm works most of the time and it's fine. But I wanted to still find a way to match every pixel close to the original color as possible. And I'm going to show you how this fails with that. Uh, so let's choose a few tiles to import here. Let's choose, here's one with a lot of grays, here's ones with a lot of browns, and here's one with purplish, pinkish, and here's one with reds. And let's see, here's a few little, I guess, elixir bottles. Let's import all those and see how they match up. So we can see from the original image that, here, let me bring it back up, that we lose the purple pinkish colors. So let's go further down and look at the elixir bottles. Do we get all the elixir bottles? They're pretty close. Uh, did we import this one? Let's see. Yeah, so when we import this, we totally lose the blues. We don't get any blues at all. So let's see if we can fix this. If if we use the RetroConvert, I'm going to show you what happens when we this one provides more than one algorithm, so we still have the popularity algorithm, and if we use this and convert, we get pretty close to the colors that we end up using in the sprite editor here. So you can see that we lost the blue here, and what else did we lose? The pinkish purple color, we lost that. So this is not a good algorithm for this tile set. So the good thing about this, we could just keep trying. Let's start from the top, convert, and we using the median cut, we got most of the colors. So we're getting close to the purple, pinkish color here. We got that, but we're still not getting the blue quite right and the green quite right. So let's move on. And are we getting any closer with this algorithm? No, we're losing the blue still here. We're not getting the blue. So let's go further down. And it looks like, yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting the purple. We're getting the green, the reds, and the blue's not exactly right. So let's go one more time down and convert. And I think this is the best. From previous attempts, I think I end up, maybe that's why I also marked it the best in the drop down here. So for towel sets in a lot of colors, this matches up, I think, the best. Um, but let's keep going. Let's try the min distance merge. And that comes pretty close also. For the red, we kind of lose a bit. It seems to turn orange here. So let's go back to this, convert, and you can choose the export this in bsave, which was a qbasic format, GIF, and PCX. But I'm not going to do that because I could just simply copy this to the clipboard, copy preview to clipboard, and come back to my sprite sheet. And you might not notice a change as soon as I hit click um, the import from clipboard because uh, the view we're getting here, this is the original image. So it'll match pretty close. So you might have a little trouble seeing the difference. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Import from clipboard. And there we go. It did it. So you hardly see any difference, but we do have the new image imported from clipboard. And I'm just going to bring the same stuff basically. Let's choose this little wizard, the elixir bottles, and then let's go back in here. And so we can see the elixir bottle, we got the full blue, the full red here, or as close as we can get. Same palette on the side here. And we got our wizard. And this is from the previous merge. We can see the palette changes, and we have so many browns here. So this is a way of how you can import um, a lot of images with different colors and reduce them down and not lose a lot of quality. Now that's great for tile sets, but because a lot of these algorithms also work with real images, I'm going to bring in a real image to play around with so you could visually see the difference. So let's choose, see, I have a picture of my girlfriend here. Let's bring that in. And we're going to try and convert no dithering VGA 16 colors and see what we get. And That's pretty good right off the bat using the median cut, but can we do better? Let's go down, octree, convert. No, that actually made it worse. And let's go with this one, convert. And that made it better. Can we make it even better than that? Let's see, like, let's use our best algorithm, convert. And yeah, that seems to do a better job. Let's keep going. Let's see what the popularity algorithm does to this image. Yeah, turns it completely garbage because mostly the pixels are tan color or brown. So it ends up destroying the image if we use that algorithm. So you can see that using the wrong algorithm gives you the uh, wrong colors. So let's go with the minimum distance merge. And that works pretty good, but I think our best algorithm also works best on real images. So we're back, and yep, that's great. So we managed to reduce this down to 16 colors and still retain reasonably good quality. And I think that's where I'm going to end this. Is kind of running a little long. This program is free. You can get it from itch.io. I'll put a link in the description. And that's it. Thanks for watching.